Gift City USD denominated IPO.
When we first thought about this as an IPO, Indians will not be able to apply for this IPO. This IPO would be open. We are an Indian company, but we have operations across. 0.1 million was B2B and 2.4. Leverage on the current AI and other tools which are available. Good education program could be anywhere between $50,000-$60,000.
Hello everyone and welcome to podcast Unboxing Gift City.
By investing in this IPO, you get exposure.
I'm Nitin. I'm from Anand Rathi International Ventures Gift City. Today I have Mr. Piyush Agrawal, who is the CFO of XED, and we are going to talk about the first Gift City USD denominated IPO. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So let's try to understand what this IPO is all about. We must be having a lot of queries about XED IPO. So let us hear it from Piyush Agrawal ji. Welcome, sir. First of all, congratulations to XED management and you as well for having this IPO, which will be the first in Gift City. I guess this IPO is for NRIs and foreign nationals, right, sir? And I'm sure this must be very tiring days for you. So because of meetings and because of the events that you must be doing to generate interest from NRI. So why don't you tell us about this IPO to our audience, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Hello everyone. This is Piyush Agrawal, CFO at XED. So I know it's when we first thought about this as an IPO, XED IPO in Gift City, it was an opportunity which was both exciting, but at the same time it was never done before. So it was also challenging because the ecosystem had never done the IPO earlier. So, but we took this as an opportunity, both from XED's perspective, because we are a global company. We are an Indian company, but we have operations across the globe. And from that perspective, listing in Gift City, which is a global exchange, would have definitely helped us. And that for that purpose, we thought that listing in Gift would be a very good opportunity for us and for our business. And since we are an Indian company, getting listed in Gift City, Indians will not be able to apply for this IPO. This IPO would be open for bidding only to NRIs and foreign nationals and foreign funds, which also makes it all the more challenging because you have to reach out to this new segment of. But we are all geared up thanks to people like Anand, Rathi and Nitin, who have been part of our journey so long, and we are very happy that we took this route.
Yes, we are participating as a syndicate member to this IPO, and we are excited about it. And I'm sure our NRI clients and foreign nationals who are having account with us, they will surely bid for this IPO. Thank you, Piyush ji. Tell us why Gift City? Because see, there is SAB framework which is already available in domestic exchanges. You can very well raise funds with the help of domestic exchanges. Then why Gift City, and why? What was the thought behind it?
Yeah, so we had multiple options as a company to raise funds. Going through a VCP route or raising it more from domestic IPO. But I think what made us look at Gift City was the main reason why we considered Gift City because of its global nature. It's an international exchange. Our stocks would be denominated in USD. We are a global organization. As I said earlier, we are a global organization with operations across the globe. Almost 60 to 65% of business is in India, but balance 30-35% is outside India. So a lot of our target market, our target customers are outside India. Plus all of our suppliers, which basically we partner with all the global universities, they're all outside India. Most of the universities we work with are outside India. So our customer and supplier network is both predominantly outside India. So if as a company we list on an exchange which is an international exchange, I think it gives a lot of credibility to our customers and suppliers that we are listed on an international exchange. And because of that, one of the key reasons why we thought this would be a great opportunity. Gift being in India but being an international jurisdiction, definitely made the cut.
Yes, you are right, sir. If you could tell us more about the company philosophy, well, where it all started, who is the founder, and how is the structure now, that will be good information for our investors also, sir.
So XED started with an idea of creating an impact in senior professionals' life through executive education. Our founder is Mr. John Kalalil. He is an ISB grad. Post ISB, he worked for a number 5 to 6 years in executive education, where he worked with ISB. He worked with Richard Ivy School. So he had a great experience of executive education, working for executive. But he realized that there was a gap which needs to be filled up to create an impact on executive education, an impact on the lives of people who take part in executive education. XED was started, and since then it's almost 10 years now since this idea of creating impact in senior professionals' life through executive education. That vision, it's almost 10 years now, and over the journey, XED has impacted more than 15,000 professionals' life in various ways. And by the way of ratings and by seeing how these professionals have moved forward, it is very satisfying that XED has achieved what it started off with. So XED is into two business verticals.
It is into B2C as well as B2B.
Yeah, it is both into B2B and B2C. In B2B, we cater to the corporates who are looking for.
And what could be the revenue composition of these two, B2B?
So B2B, last year B2B and B2C was almost 50-50%. Out of 4.6 million, 2.1 million was B2B and 2.5 million was B2C. So almost equal proportion, and that's how we have kept it over the period of time, where B2B, B2C go hand in hand. B2B, we target corporates. We have corporates like JSW, Cipla, who are who senior professionals we work. The learning heads or the HR heads of those companies will come to us with a certain idea on what the senior professionals' learning needs are. We would design the program and then identify the university partner, and then this program would get delivered to these professionals.
So that's B2B, whereby you partner with some big names, like you mentioned about JSW and Motilal Oswal, like that, and then you customize the program for the interested executives for the organization, and then you impart this through various universities, right? And which are those universities?
So we have partnership with more than 17 global universities. Some of the prominent names are Cornell University, Oxford State Business School, Michigan Ross, Carnegie Mellon, Chicago. So we have a lot of these universities as partners with whom we work. Depending upon the need of the client, depending upon the area in which the training is needed or the program is needed, we would identify the right university and then we will partner with that university for B2B.
And what about B2C, sir? If you can just brief more about B2C. I mean, a person like me, say I am interested in a program of yours, then how I should go about this? I mean, what is the B2C way of participation in your program, sir?
So B2C is like an off-the-shelf product which is available, an off-the-shelf executive education program which is available for senior professionals. So one, you have B2B, where B2B companies will do it for their professionals, but as an individual, if you are looking, let's say if Anand Rathi is doing a program, then you can participate. But if Anand Rathi is not doing the program, if you personally want to do some executive education programs, so we have multiple executive education programs available. We market them on a regular basis. These programs are available on our websites. You can go through this program. If you show interest in one of the programs, then our sales team will get in touch with you. We'll explain you the benefits of these programs. These programs will have a specific start date and end date. So you have to enroll in all these programs before the start date. And once the program is, you have enrolled in the program, then you'll be able to participate. The beauty about our B2C compared to other players in the industry is all programs are live online. So it is not that if you enroll for a program, you'll get some recorded video which you'll have to go through, and then there will be doubt solving sessions. Ours is all live online. So you have a professor sitting next to you on a Zoom class addressing your questions. And we also have hybrid programs where we have a mix of online and classroom sessions. So you get a very high touch executive education program where where the idea is that, by interaction with your batchmates, by interaction with your professors, your impact or the learnings you take is higher than doing a recorded online sessions.
Piyush, you mentioned about some top-notch US universities, those who provide these trainings or executive programs to the interested executives. Now, I'm sure all these programs are very, I mean, the fees are very high for these programs, or a person like me can also join these programs, sir?
So,
What
money
is
is
the
all
fee structure?
money is always relative, right?
And then it will be more in dollars, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So money is always to be talked in relative terms, right? So whatever is high for someone can be low for someone else, right? So money is always a relative term.
Yes.
So when we talk of these programs, our programs start from $5,000. I'm talking of B2C programs for timing. So our programs start at around $5,000, and we have programs till $28,000 programs. And $5,000 programs are 6-month live online kind of programs, and $28,000 programs are a 9-month, 10-month program, which have both in person and online classes. So now, what are you comparing it with? Now, let's say as an individual, you want to do an executive education. What are the options you have? You have XED as an option. Second, you can go to enroll in a college. Take a break, 6 months, 1 year break, go to some of these
And that will be
universities.
more costlier than your
So that
program.
means it's always relative.
Yes.
Plus, you also have that risk of leaving what you are doing and then again coming back to the industry. So here with this our programs, you can continue your executive education journey while being in what you're doing. So you don't have to take a break from your job, don't have to take a break from your business, and you can continue your learning.
Yes.
So because of which your learning and earning keeps going. So, and compare in terms of price, if you compare any executive education program would be anywhere between $50,000-$60,000 plus the cost of staying for 6 months, 1 year, 3 months at that location. So in terms of that, it becomes very costly. But here with a $28,000 program, for example, Oxford SCLP program, which we are doing, you get a full alumni status of Oxford University, Oxford Said Business School. So you get the complete alumni status. So what do you want? You are doing a program, continuing with your current job or profession which you are into. You are learning, and at the same time you get the full alumni status of a university. So this is like, so in a relative term, a $28,000 program will not look very costly compared to a $50,000, $60,000 or $1 lakh program.
Yes. So Piyush, you mentioned about your B2C and B2B model. But what are the other revenue streams that XED has? I mean, any sort of online programs, or you customize programs? I mean, what are the revenue generation
So
streams
our
for you?
revenue generation is very simple, that we collect program fees from B2B clients. So if, let's say, Anand Rathi comes and decides to do a program, so there would be a program fee which will be collected from Anand Rathi. And similarly, if you as an individual will come, the program fees will be collected. So the fees, program fees, the fees we collect for delivering the program is the major source of revenue. We don't have any other source of revenue apart from the program fees. And one more important thing is that we are not reselling any of these programs. So all these programs are programs designed by XED and delivered in partnership with the university or the faculty partner. So
do you also have, I'm sorry for cutting you short, sir. Do you also have some IMs and other programs of the?
So at this moment of time,
or it's all US?
No, it's at this moment of time we only have ISB as one of our partners, but only for custom programs. For B2C programs, we right now have only the US universities and Oxford Said University in Europe, in UK.
Okay. Piyush, what about the financials, or you can say numbers of XED?
So XED, just take you back into the history. So XED Limited, which is a company which is going for the IPO, started in 2018. And 2018 to 2020, it was predominantly a B2B business. Most of our, so we keep saying that our DNA is a B2B DNA, then a B2C DNA. So we were largely into B2B business, but then COVID happened. a lot of things moved online. We saw that as an opportunity to launch B2C programs. So the B2C programs were first launched in 2021.
Okay.
So that's where the B2C business started. So we raised our first round of angel funding in 2022. So till that time, we were doing in INR terms 10 to 12 crores, or let's say a 1.5 million kind of a revenue till that time, almost at that level for 2-3 years. And that's when we raised our first round of funding. So from around $1.7 million in FY 22 or 23 to right now $4.6 million in FY 25 is while being our journey, which is like a 65% compounded annual growth rate. So initial years where to some extent the growth was 10-15% on an average, but post we raised our funding, we became more aggressive in our business growth strategies. We added more clients, we added more geographies. So post 2022, we added, went to Middle East. We established a subsidiary in USA.
Okay, so XCD is present in Dubai or UAE market?
So the structure, the corporate structure is XED India is the holding company which does the enterprise business in India. Then we have an 100% subsidiary in Singapore. This 100% subsidiary in Singapore then owns has subsidiaries in US, Saudi Arabia and UAE. That's the structure. So all the local business, which is a B2B business, is managed by the subsidiaries in these geographies. All our B2C business is in US and the Singapore entity. So all the revenue collection for B2C business happens in these two geographies, and all B2B business are managed locally from those locations.
Okay. Yeah, you rightly said COVID in the year 2021-22, we saw many e-learning platforms and education platforms. They came, and many of the interested executives were interested, and they took lot of I think advantage of benefits of all these online platforms. You are now venturing into a US market, right? So now there are already so many big players who are actually present in the executive development programs. So how XCD is different from the your competitors? I mean,
so we have already ventured into US. So we are already selling one program, Michigan Ross CXO program in US. So we are already started doing that almost 6 months back, and our first cohort went live also. So we are already there in US selling to US market, but and we are already very aggressively building our business in Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia and UAE. These are two top markets which we are looking at. And in terms of competition, I think if you ask me, there are 3 layers in which we call it as the upskilling segment, right? One is the entry level where people with 0 to 2 years experience are looking at upskilling. Then you have people with middle management, which are 2 to 10 years kind of experience, and then the 10 years to the higher experience. So when you look at our target segment, which is the plus 10 years kind of experience of the people, you will find that there are very limited amount of players. So the maximum amount of competition is in the entry level and the middle management level. And we are not present there. We are not catering through our courses to any of these segments. So our target market is senior executives, CXOs or would be CXOs who are looking for executive education. Plus, the way we are differentiating is we are doing all live online or hybrid or 100% classroom kind of sessions. A lot of our competitors are doing recorded videos or e-learning kind of projects where they still don't have that much of live classes happening. So by focusing, our target segment is different. In this target segment, the direct competition could be the universities themselves who are doing a lot of executive education programs under their brand name. And then we have 1 or 2 more players who are into this segment. So by focusing on live, online plus hybrid kind of models, and by the target segment, I think the amount of competition in our segment is less.
And sir, what are the future plans of once the IPO is once you raise the funds? So are there any new countries that you want to venture into or new universities that you want to partner with?
Yeah, so our plan to one of the key ingredients which we want to develop post raising the IPO money is to really become a net tech. because if you look at edtech as a word, there's hardly any tech in any of the the current edtech, what we call it as. But we really want to leverage on the current AI and other tools which are available to make the learning cycle, crash the learning cycle of the participant, increase the impact. So we are working on a lot of our technology tools where we are trying to create a real tech intervention which will help the participant in real learning. So there are a lot of development which we are doing. There are a lot of, so the whole journey from the lead coming on our website to the participant completing the program and thereafter, that complete life cycle journey is what we are focusing on. And there will be a lot of tech interventions in this complete life cycle journey, where the idea is not that somebody just completes a program, but when he's doing the program, there could be a lot of tech interventions which can happen, which will improve the learning. So learning will happen in the class, but on the offline, when you are in your office, you are doing something else, and if you want to, you have some doubt or query, or if you want to get it resolved, then there would be a lot of tech interventions which will be available on our LMS platform for you to solve a lot of. So there are a lot of those kind of tech interventions which are happening, and we have a CTO who is based in US who's working on it. He has more than 20 years of experience. He is an IIT Kanpur and ISB grad. So he's working on our tech intervention. So tech is one of the key areas which we are looking at setting. Second important is we've already ventured into new markets, which is US, Middle East. We would want to grow in these markets before we start venturing out into any other new market. So our primary focus using this money would be to further deepen into these markets, get more, we've just scratched we have still not scratched the surface in these markets. We have just entered and we have just started getting some business. So we will further deepen our presence in these geographies, which is predominantly the Middle East and US. And then we look at some other geographies. Like we don't have B2B presence in Southeast Asia. We don't have Africa. So those markets are there. But at this moment of time, we are looking at getting more deep into these geographies.
Yeah, now coming back to IPO, the XED IPO, I think it is scheduled in Jan 2026. Sir. So, and this IPO is predominantly for NRIs. Now, why NRI should look at investing in this IPO, sir? I mean, if you could tell us the differential advantages that XED is over the competition and why they should look at this IPO for
I think it's very important, not for any NRI investor, for any investor who's looking at investing in XED. There are 2-3 important things to understand. One, the kind of target market we have, and when we have done roadshows, especially in geographies outside India, people understand the need of executive education. And a lot of people whom we talk to, they've already done executive education one way or the other, right? So they understand the need this product has. They understand the impact this product can create and the large market this product has. So there's a vast market to be captured. According to us, this is a $100 billion market opportunity, and there are very few players who are looking at this segment per se. And again, it is very important to note that it's not a very easy segment to cater to. Let's say if I am catering to your top management, you would ensure that you would want the HR or the learning head would want that the experience is top notch. And you would not want to take any chance. So only an experienced player, only somebody, even universities only partner with players who have experience in this. So the entry barriers, though it may look that this may not be very, this may not be a very high entry barrier kind of business, but the entry barriers in this business are high. So any new player to come and do what we are doing would be difficult. It will take some time, and this is a vast market. And so I think you are getting into, so it's like for an investor in the IPO, a lot of companies of our type typically come when VCs would have invested heavily, would have made the 10x, 20x return, and then you would have something left for the IPO investors. But for somebody who's looking at XED, look at you are making an VC kind of an investment in the growth, high growth trajectory company at an IPO stage, which gives you the flexibility and the return which would give you the return and flexibility of a public company, but at the same time expose you to a company which can grow, which has a very high growth potential.
Exactly. You're right, sir.
So our dream, our vision, just to that's the internal dream we have, which is like our internal target we have, is to make this a 100 million top line company in next 7 to 8 years. That's the kind of treadmill we are working on. So you get that exposure of, by investing in this IPO, you get exposure to a company which will grow at a 50% plus kind of a growth rate.
Yes. And Piyushji, who are the stakeholders here, sir? Who are participating in this, the entire IPO?
Yeah. So we have Global Horizons Capital Advisors as a merchant banker. They are the merchant bankers in GIFT City. Then we have RBL and DBS Bank as bankers to our issue. And Anand Rathi is one of our main syndicate members who are helping us do this. And then we have a payment service provider,
Glomo and all of that. And the custodian will be KFin.
Yeah, the RTA is KFin.
Yeah. So, Piyushji, how easy it will be for an NRI client who is interested to bid and again to trade in this IPO, sir?
So, this was a very big challenge we had, and thanks to the regulators, IFSCA, who have made onboarding digital. The complete process of onboarding NRIs would be digital through a video KYC process. And with brokers like you, it would getting an account open and etc. Anybody who wants to bid for the IPO would need an account. Would need a separate Demat account. But for bidding and opening of Demat account is not necessary. You can still bid for the IPO without opening a Demat account. But Demat account needs to be open for you to Demat and trading account needs to be open for you to trade the securities. So the whole process journey of opening the Demat trading account to trading, bidding, everything is digital. So it will not be a very difficult process for our NRIs to come and bid for the IPO. And we would have broker members, syndicate members like Anand Rathi, who would ensure that this process goes very smoothly. And both the exchanges are also gearing up, getting all their, they are also. They already have GIFT Nifty and Sensex. They're already trading on their platform. So that is already in place. That system is already in place for trading and all.
So onboarding of NRI who wants to open his trading and Demat account will be digital through the video KYC platform. Bidding will again be digital using the links that the exchange will provide or the platform that the exchange will provide. There are 2 exchanges where this IPO is getting launched. And after that, once the trading and Demat account is open with a broker and shares are allotted, the allotted shares will be stored in the Demat account of NRI, and then the trading can be done using the trading account that the NRI will open with any registered trading members.
And even the process of transferring funds post bidding, we have a payment service provider, Glomo Pay, through which links can be generated, so the transfer of funds is easier. Or you always have this traditional SWIFT process by which the transfers can. So we have a DBS and RBL bank accounts where you can transfer funds through SWIFT process, or we can provide you the links for payment through Glomo Pay, who is a payment service provider. So there are 2 options which are available depending upon the comfort the investor has. He can transfer the funds also.
That's a very positive move by the regulator by allowing the VSIP or video based KYC for NRIs, which was again a very tedious process to open their trading and Demat account. So I'm sure many NRIs are definitely, we are seeing this, we are doing many events also, we are doing marketing activities also. And so we are seeing interest from NRIs and foreign nationals for this IPO. And I'm sure this IPO, which is scheduled in Jan 2026 for XED Education Development, will be oversubscribed many times. Thank you, Piyushji. Thank you for your time.
I just want to have one good. This is an historic moment both for XED because we are raising funds to IPO, but at the same time, I think it's a moment for the whole Indian financial ecosystem, where a stock getting listed would definitely be IFSC, GIFT City, a landmark event for GIFT City. So I think both for XED and for the GIFT City, it is a landmark event or time when we will look back in the years to come and see this is where it started,
Exactly, sir.
right?
Yeah,
So I would be happy if more and more people can participate in this landmark event.
definitely,
Right.
sir. Definitely.
And just before you ask me so many questions, I need to ask you.
Okay.
So you being the one of our syndicate members, so how are you gearing up for this IPO? What are your preparations, and
Yeah,
how is Anand Rathi going to help us in this?
Yes, yes. So I'll just brief you about and the audience about Anand Rathi International Ventures. We are present in Gift City, and we are members, trading members of all the three exchanges: India NX, NACX, and IIBX. And we cater to HNI clients, NRI clients, foreign national family offices, and also big jewelers for their precious metal imports, gold and silver, through IIBX platform. We are also recognized and licensed by IFSC as a corporate agent to distribute the insurance products, and we also are licensed as distributors to distribute the IPO, and that is the reason why we are also participating in this IPO as a syndicate member. And this is again, as you rightly said, this will be a landmark for us also, because we are learning, and this is the first IPO in Gift City. So how we are preparing ourselves is that we already have a good number of NRI clients having account with Anand Rathi Group for various investments and other trading related products. Plus in Gift City also we have good number of NRI clients. So one is that we will be launching our VSIP platform, a video KYC platform, through which we will onboard our NRI clients. By the way, as you rightly said, a trading and demat account is not necessarily for required for bidding, but they can open their trading and demat account with Anand Rathi International Ventures digitally. And once the account is open, we have a support team for this IPO who will help NRIs to bid digitally. And once that is done, the trading platform is always available for them to put their trades.
Sure.
So plus we will do many events and marketing activities along with the lead manager Global Horizon, and with the help of you, sir, to create that interest and generate more awareness about XED IPO. We are also looking forward to this IPO, and I'm sure this IPO will be a rocking stuff in IFSCA.
Yeah.
Gandhinagar, Gift City, sir. So thank you everyone for watching this episode with Piyush Agrawal ji. We are going to come out with many more such episodes, and we will talk more about what's happening in Gift City through our podcast, Unboxing Gift City. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also having a dedicated website, www.anandrathigiptcity.com, and do also follow us on LinkedIn platform. Thank you very much.